What's up, everybody? Welcome to an all-new episode of Watching Nerdy, the podcast brought to you from Talkin' Nerdy, where we sit around, we watch a movie, random, and then we sit down and chat about it.
The most
I got one question
thing we could do with our time.
So, Watching Nerdy is not a working title anymore?
No, it's the title.
It's
okay. This is it. This is...
It's canon.
It's canon.
It is canon.
Like the Super Mario Brothers movie.
I am, of course, James. Joining me today to my right.
Oh, that's Kevin.
Across the table.
I'm Tyler.
And to the left.
I'm Merle.
Yes.
I'm here to be annoying.
We watched... let's see, it was Drew's pick, so we decided this time we did it by...
Not to mention, he bailed on us.
He did bail on us, but he has some issues or something going on at the house. So.
He
But
didn't want to watch this movie.
we decided...
That's my strategy for the next
this time.
Yeah? just going to hide out in your own house?
It's just go to bed.
Yeah. We chose the movie by playing Tetris Ultimate on the PlayStation 4, and highest score got to pick the movie. Drew won.
I thought it should be loser
so
takes
he
all.
picked Mortal Kombat. So we watched Mortal Kombat, which is a good movie.
Yes. It is.
So,
Okay.
what'd you guys think?
I like the theme song.
It's got some
Yeah.
got a good opening theme song.
It's not actually... It wasn't actually made for the movie, though. I think it was actually made for a commercial to advertise, like, the home port of the arcade game. But it was just...
ass,
it was just so good. It's like, we can't just use it for this. We have to spread it around a little,
Sure.
you know.
Spread the love. The movie itself was okay.
Yeah,
I
it's
liked
good.
Yeah, it was good.
It was a good diversion.
It came out in what?
1997, I think.
94,
or
90 something. I don't know.
95. Somewhere in the mid to late 90s.
I think Annihilation came out in 98. So this one would have come out in 97.
Dang.
Maybe one of us should have looked it up before we started.
Nah, it's okay.
It's probably 94. Everything came out in 94.
It had some shoddy CGI.
Oh, yeah. Reptile was
Reptile was terrible.
Sub-Zero, Scorpion.
Reptile looked
Raiden.
worse in the movie than he did on the SNES.
Yeah, you just mean the actual, like...
The actual reptile
Reptile
not the
part.
ninja.
Explain, how did that... What was that anyways?
Well, when he became a ninja?
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that was the reptile or if that was the scarecrow that he fell on.
It's probably the
What
Scarecrow.
were those...
Those crucified
Yeah.
scarecrow things. I don't know.
Are they former, like...
Conquests or something?
Yeah.
Because when they passed by, like a lightning flash illuminated a face inside the rib cage.
Right.
Just like when Reptile was pulled in. So I don't know if like the ninja was the exterior or the interior. Like if it was the reptile or if it was the scarecrow.
Right. So, basically, the premise of this movie is...
Do you need a fidget spinner?
A little bit.
Jeez. I actually have one at home. I can go get it real quick if you want. Okay. The premise of the movie is...
Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat is a tournament that takes place... So, Outworld
Yeah.
Awesome.
takes over
Realms.
Yeah.
realms if they lose in Mortal Kombat, right?
Right, if they lose 3 times in a row, I think.
Oh.
And Earth lost twice in a row.
Oh.
So this
Did
was
they
like,
say that?
Did they not? Was
In
that
the
from a
movie?
different... Was that from Annihilation or something?
Maybe.
I don't remember. Or maybe I just
It's
wasn't
actually
paying
like
attention.
7 times.
Oh, okay.
So.
They mentioned that in the Annihilation.
Ah.
And so Raiden being the protector of
All-powerful
Earth,
God.
right?
Yeah, he's the Earth realm.
When he's not smoking a trillion Marlboros an hour.
I like Christopher Lambert as Raiden. Like, he did a good job.
Oh,
Yeah.
Like, he was sort of aloof and powerful and everything, and that worked. Granted, that's not Raiden from the games. Raiden from the games was not a good guy. He was very violent. I think he wanted to destroy the planet or something, but still, for our purposes of this movie, that was a good choice for Raiden.
Yeah. So Earth, we send a bunch of folks out there, right?
Sure.
But
Free.
but
Yeah, it was only 3.
Well, it was like
black guy.
all those
3 and
all,
some jobbers.
Yeah.
They
Three
sent to-
and three
the
and
black
change.
dude.
All the people Goro fought.
Okay, so
Yeah, that was
oh,
a bunch
yeah.
of folks there.
Oh yeah, they were all wearing those gis, those martial
yeah.
arts gis, you know.
Okay, so we
But
sent
they
like 80 people.
Send some people over there,
but
to,
only 3 matter.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you got Liu Kang. I almost
Yes.
called him Luke Cage. Liu Kang.
Descendant of Kun Lao.
No, that's. Oh no.
No, you're right. Liu
Yeah.
Kang is the descendant.
I don't know
of
what.
Kung Lao.
Yeah.
You're stuck in your Marvel
Yeah.
universe.
Yeah, you're thinking about Luke Cage.
Sonya Blade
Yep.
and Johnny
Johnny
Cage.
Right. Sonya Blade. I don't. What the hell was so special about Sonya? Because
I don't know.
I mean, like the
She was a
whole
woman.
point of Kano being there. Yeah, but isn't that weird? Isn't
Nope.
that sort of unsatisfying? Like Shang Tsung is
He
this
wanted an easy victory.
multi-thousand-year-old sorcerer who
I
just can't think past the tip of his dick for some reason.
I
Like, how did he live
remember
this
him-
long? Did he never fight a woman before?
I don't remember him explaining why he wanted her, but he knew that he could get her by using Kano. Like,
Yeah,
she would follow Kano.
But like every time she
But I
was
don't
on, he
remember
was
him-
like pursing his lips and like moaning with his eyes. You know, like it was indicative of.
It was weird.
Yeah, he wanted. It wasn't to fight. Maybe to possess, you know, to own, but
Yeah.
not to.
Hey,
Now Kano wanted to fight her.
Yeah, what
Kano
was
wanted
their
to kill
story?
her.
Kano killed her partner. She wanted to kill Kano. Shang Tsung used Kano to lure Sonya to the island, then told Kano, "Don't hurt her, just humiliate her."
Sure.
Which, if you're in a fight with someone who's trying to kill you and you're trying not to hurt them, you're dead.
Yeah. I don't. He wasn't going to really listen to Shang Tsung, though, was he? I kind of feel like he probably
wanted
would
I
have.
mean, he had a
Made.
knife, but he kept putting he kept kneeing her in the stomach or something.
Yeah.
Killing that baby.
Yeah,
Of Shang
that's
Tsung's.
Shang Tsung, baby.
So we get to the. Well, we get introduced to our main characters.
Mhm.
Sonya Blade, obviously being the
Right. Which is where we saw the conversation between Kano and
Police
Shang
woman.
Tsung. She's a
Is she, like
special
a-
agent of some kind. Her and Jax.
she's some type of government agent.
Yeah.
for that.
Liu Kang is like the chosen one, which we don't. I don't guess
It's-
we know that at that point. But
Yeah, that's how we met Liu Kang and Raiden, is because he goes to China to the Temple of Light, and
because he has a dream that
Yeah.
Shang Tsung kills his little brother.
he's like, "I want to enter the tournament. I want to avenge my brother." And they're like, "You can't fight in Mortal Kombat for revenge." And he's like, "Oh, I forgot. I want to defend the Earth realm."
Yeah.
And everyone's like, "Oh, yeah."
Well, no, because he was like, I don't care what y'all. I don't care what you say. I'm going.
Yeah.
And then he has that awesome exit where he just storms out of all the monks.
Awesome exit.
Yeah, it was
Every-
cool. And then he gets like
Every 12-year-old
he
girl who
gets like
storms out
85
from the
feet
dinner table.
away in like 2 seconds. It's
Wow.
great. It's a great exit. And then we got Johnny Cage, who is the actor,
Yeah.
who everybody is calling a fake now.
Yeah. And his sensei comes.
Yeah. So
Or so we thought.
yeah, they get
But that was revealed
invited to
immediately.
Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
Or they end up going to Mortal Kombat. He's about the only one that was really invited out of our main characters. The other two
Yeah.
just went out of their own.
Although I think it's not so formal.
Right.
There seem to be mysterious rules.
that we
yeah,
were
the
never
rules are
let
crazy.
in on.
Yeah.
The only rules that I think we knew was
You have
not to fight before.
Before they got there, yeah.
Yeah.
Not to fight before they got there. You have
Which
to
they tried to break.
accept the challenge. Otherwise, there is no Mortal Kombat.
Right. So we get on a boat to go to the island.
Mhm.
Scorpion and Sub-Zero
Yeah, they show up.
ambush our 3 main contestants.
They break Sonya's gun.
Yep.
It's pretty badass.
And then Raiden shows up and banishes them to the Outworld,
Oh, did he?
Must have, yeah.
and then brought them back when they got to the island. Or just sent them to
I thought he
another
just,
part
like,
of the ship. or
Pinned them to the
something.
wall or something, but I wasn't really paying attention.
We get to the island. Let's see. Now I done forgot half this movie.
Download the luggage.
That's because we stopped to flip through channels for an hour before we got.
to decide our next movie is going
Yeah.
to be.
So
But
they
yeah,
get
some-
to the island. There's a lot of running jokes with God dang it,
Johnny
I almost
Cage.
said
Johnny
Johnny Cage's
Luke Cage.
Johnny Cage's luggage falls down a matte painting, and
Giant feast interrupted
Falls
by
down
a
in that
welled up
painting.
man.
There are some people have complained about Sub-Zero and Scorpion in the movie, like having no personality or no real history other than Shang Tsung saying "deadliest of enemies."
Mhm.
But I mean, you only had so many hours to work with.
by only 1 full hour.
I think
Didn't
there's a
quite make
TV show or like a web series that they put out, which they released it all together on Blu-ray. That was able to
Mortal
explore.
Kombat Legacy.
Yeah, was able to get in and
Yeah,
you
and
know.
then of course the games, the very heart of the subject matter.
Yeah.
You know, they have the or even
That's
the early
where
games had a
bulk
bunch of
the
text,
lore is
Yeah.
explored, and character bios, and
which most people didn't care about at the time. They were just mashing
mashing
It's like,
buttons
come
and
on.
combos and
Um,
spamming.
You know, I think it's funny that none of the humans
Mhm.
are really shocked that there's a dude that can has ice powers and a guy that shoots a snake out of his hand,
Or
the
four
Which is another
armed, you know.
Another change.
Muscular
Not that
man.
I'm here to play what's the difference or anything, but in the earlier Mortal Kombat games up to this point, Scorpion is throwing a dart with a rope
Rope,
attached.
yeah.
It's not a living sentient being inside his arteries or something.
Yeah.
So that was kind of new to the movie, but I think that became the standard, didn't it? Like, isn't it something like that from then on?
No, in the newest game he goes back. In the newest game he goes back to the chain,
Oh,
even
okay.
when he's dead.
The another change, kind of just a aesthetic tweak, really. But Kano in the early games is like Japanese,
instead of
and then
Australian.
somehow he came out Australian.
Yeah.
Oh, I couldn't.
But I
find
like-
a Japanese guy that tall.
There's there's an entire country of Japanese people.
They're not that tall.
But the knife in the movie, he had a knife that even in the early games, he throws a knife. That's his fireball equivalent. And from that point on, though, that was the model of Kano. That sort of like Will Riker with a faceplate and an Australian accent.
Yeah.
Even in the I think it was Deadly Alliance, I think it was, when they started doing like the weapon stances, he used the twin knives just like that one, that like Bowie or whatever.
Yeah.
So this movie had a lot of impact on the games.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this was a good movie.
Yeah, this was
Mortal
a good
Kombat 1 was a pretty good movie. Annihilation, on the other hand,
I don't know.
even though
they had a year to figure it out, and
Yeah.
they didn't.
I remember enjoying it, and when we watch it, if we watch it, I'll probably still enjoy it.
It's fun.
Yeah.
I'll make sure
It's
to
a
bring a
harmless
pillow.
diversion. You're gonna fall asleep.
So Shane, they just walk through this place. They're seeing all, they see Katana just chilling off in the
Inside,
Yeah.
still under an umbrella.
Yeah.
That Earth Sun, man, it's a real bitch.
We meet. That's when we first meet Reptile. Also, he is supposed to follow Katana around, make sure she doesn't help the.
Luckily, they make him turn invisible for most of it.
Sure, it's like a chameleon.
Yeah. He is ugly as sin.
Liu Kang obviously wanting to take on Shang Tsung,
Follow
decides
him.
to follow him around, and of course the other two go with him.
Right.
This is where we get to see Prince Goro,
Mm-hmm.
or they get a
Princess.
glimpse of Prince Goro.
Princess.
No, you're watching a different one than us.
Clearly, he got punched in the nads,
Ah.
so he became
Oh,
princess.
well, yeah, after maybe. So
Maybe. I mean, do the Shoguns, is that where their testicles are?
He got hurt pretty bad down there.
The Goro looks pretty good. He's
Yeah.
a mix of animatronic and prosthetics, and then of course CGI when he's falling. But
Yeah.
like, it doesn't look great. Like, you wouldn't be convinced that that's really
There.
really a thing that would exist in nature.
Sure.
But it wasn't CGI for the most part.
Yeah.
That's impressive. It's I think the lower two arms down are human, and then like animatronics up, which is why he looks so silly from panned out shots, because he looks like he has little legs.
Yeah.
But it's just because there's a person under there, you know.
They listen, they eavesdrop on Kano, Shang Tsung, and Goro talking.
Mm-hmm.
Shang Tsung knows they're there. He hears them.
Yeah.
Sends their, some
Little
guys
cult.
after.
The putties.
Yeah. So they have a pretty cool little fight there with those guys.
Is this the first time the song plays in the movie?
I
Yes.
think so. Yeah.
After the opening.
And that was a cool scene. I liked
Yeah.
that scene. It was a cool fight. Liu Kang was badass in that fight.
Oh, because he did that one
he does
flip.
a bunch of flips. He flips all over the place. He's jumping off this wall, and he.
It does raise a few questions about what the hell the rules are in Mortal Kombat.
Well, yeah.
Because it wasn't 1-on-1.
Well, Raiden
it was
stops
3
him.
on 20. They had like halberds and
Yeah.
swords.
Raiden stops them so they each fight like 3, and then Raiden comes in and
Did Sonya fight 3 or did she fight 1?
I thought 3. I thought they all looked over at like 3 different. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe not. Raiden stops him and he's like, "Yeah, you did great there, but what are you gonna do about them?" And they turn around. There's like 20 of them there, but he tells them, "No more fighting." And so.
But he gives them the first "I don't think so" from Chris Lambert.
His eyes glow.
Yeah, he has a little electricity at the tip of his finger.
Like Pichu.
Exactly like Pichu.
So then, cut to the next day. He tells him get some rest. The tournament starts the next day, even though they've been
Fighting all this
fighting.
time.
Yeah.
For the past 45 minutes.
So then the next day comes around and we're on the beach. It's Liu Kang's first fight. He's fighting this one dude.
Some kind of Black Panther or something.
Yeah.
Wow.
He does.
Well, I mean,
he does the
roars.
growls and stuff.
He's
Yeah.
like, "Row."
And he's black.
That sounded like when Simba tried to scare the hyenas.
I mean, were you intimidated by Dreadlock's
A
McBeat
little
and
bit,
stick?
yeah, a little bit.
They had a stick fight too, by the way.
It was a cool fight.
Yeah, it was all right. It was just weird
And then
that they were swinging sticks at
No,
each other.
just-
Doing
I'm gonna
the
tell you
same
what's
moves
weird.
over and over,
I'm gonna tell you what's weird.
spamming.
It's like half the time the battles seem like sometimes
Organized.
they were organized battles like in a tournament.
'Cause
Like
they had
with
a
this
ring.
one. They had a ring. You cut to the Sonya Blade one in a ring with Kano, right? Then you cut to Johnny Cage.
Like there's not even a build up. He's just wandering
Yeah,
through
and
some
he's
orchard.
wandering around an orchard.
Exactly. And Scorpion's there.
Yeah.
And Scorpion just decides to shoot his little thing at him, and they start fighting. That was a cool fight, though.
Yeah, that was probably the best fight.
Not the part in the forest when he's shooting his.
But even that was pretty cool because
Yeah,
I mean,
it was
every
cool.
Mortal Kombat had a forest stage.
Yeah.
Usually the trees had faces and all that, but
like so Johnny goes for a kick,
yeah.
and he
Which
gets
there was some
sucked into
debate.
the-
There was some debate
Yeah.
amongst us as to whether that was his shadow kick, his like.
It was.
Well, because
Because up to this point, we haven't seen any Earthrealm magic outside of Raiden.
and we still never do except
Liu Kang's fireball.
that's
but
it.
That's the climax.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know if he has Johnny Cage magic or not. He does it in Mortal Kombat Annihilation for about 3 seconds. He does the shadow kick again.
Poor guy.
So that's 0 for 2 on that shadow kick, man.
That's when he dies, though.
Yeah. Spoiler alert.
Oh, Tyler, come on.
That's the hottest new movie, man.
I know. It's only 20 years
If you
old.
haven't watched it now,
But
You're welcome.
Luke, Liu Kang wins his match. Sonya Blade wins her match.
Johnny Cage
wins his
in
match.
the best match, I'd say, because for one,
Oh yeah.
okay, Sonya versus Kano was like, main event versus main event, That's like The Rock versus Stone Cold or whatever. And Liu Kang's fighting some jobber, so it's like it's John Cena versus the Blue Meanie. And but Scorpion and Johnny Cage felt the most like equals.
Yeah.
And at times it did like sweeping camera angles, so there were at times where it was showed from the side. Like at a 90-degree angle from the fight. Like they're facing each other, you're over there at their shoulders. Kind of like a fighting game.
Yeah. And it was cool because once they get sucked into this other place. We could never really decide where.
Yeah, the netherworld, netherrealm, I think.
Yeah.
where
It
the
was
dead
like
go.
straight up just two dudes fighting, you know? Until the end when Scorpion rips his mask off and start breathing fire.
It's a fatality.
Is that what that is?
Mhm.
It didn't work.
Well, of course not.
Because
he missed.
Johnny Cage just happens to find a shield
He
Yeah.
missed.
and with spikes all over it that he's able to cut.
Gash.
Oh no, he has a spear first. He chunks
Yeah.
the spear, cuts the side of his arm, gives him an opening to jump in, guts him with it, and then takes the side of his skull off.
Yeah,
It was
it's
rough.
Still a better.
And then he explodes.
Yeah.
And Scorpion explodes.
He'll come back in the
And
sequel.
for some
I
reason.
thought for the longest, up until tonight, I'm 30 years old. I've been watching this movie since the day it released. Maybe
Thought
not the
he
day,
died.
but since it was on VHS.
It
That
was on VHS.
there's a photo of Johnny Cage that like floats
Photo
down.
wagons.
It floats down onto the remains of Scorpion, right? And it says, "You're like
To my number one fan.
fan, Johnny Cage," right? I thought that was like in, like Scorpion was holding it because he was secretly a fan of Johnny Cage, and that like,
No.
and I thought it just floated down after the explosion.
He left that behind.
But he leaves. He's like his friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, right? He leaves the little note.
Yes.
Yeah. To feed his family.
I like mine better.
Maybe.
Why else
I mean,
would he be fighting him?
There's no like.
That's why Shang Tsung picked him to fight
I
Johnny Cage.
can
Unless it's in the
understand why the
director's
black dude would be fighting him. The dude from before the boat.
Oh yeah, yeah. He meets a black guy before the boat. Apparently, we're supposed to care about him too, but that comes
Yeah.
later and before.
I can understand a little bit why Johnny,
Johnny,
because
yeah,
they kind of struck up a tad bit of.
but
a
it
little
wasn't
friendship.
Johnny. It was Sonya. Who's
Sonya,
like,
yeah.
he's
Yeah.
one of the jobbers for Goro, and he gets like molly whopped in the face. No, but he gets some
He
kicks
gets
in.
some kicks and he gets some punches
He
in.
gets
and
a
then they
jump
fucking,
kick, low kick, jump
they
kick,
do,
low kick. He
They do
knows.
this thing twice in the movie.
Yeah,
Where-
and this is the first time where in Shang Tsung shows flawless victory.
Yeah.
It's like, no, dipshit,
I'm-
you should know better than all of us. What
I
a
was under
flawless
the
victory
impression
is and
that a
isn't.
flawless victory was when the opponent got 0 hits on you.
Yeah,
right?
that's what a flawless victory is.
No, he does it here, and then he does it.
No, Liu
he
Kang
doesn't do
does
it. Liu
it.
Kang does it.
Yeah.
when he beats
He does
Shang
it at
Tsung.
the end.
And
After
but
he'd been getting
Liu Kang got the shit kicked out
Yeah.
of him.
It's
were
like,
tit
that's
for
not a
tat.
flawless victory unless a new match.
It's like I
started.
liked what you said something about no, the time limit limit would have went
Already
off on you
expired.
guys.
yeah, way over 99 seconds. But the we're not even there yet.
No.
Scorpion went out a lot better than Sub-Zero
Yeah.
went out.
Yeah, yeah, that's right.
Sub-Zero
So
went out like
well,
a
no. So then
bitch.
we cut to another beach
Yeah, another beach
tournament.
battle.
You know, or organized fight.
Shang
against
Tsung's
Liu
there with his
Kang and
warrior
Katana.
chair.
Liu
Which
Kang
they were
Katana.
supposed to be kept separate.
Yeah, they were. That's true. So they start fighting. Of course, she
Sort
starts.
of.
Well, yeah, they just kind of flip each other around a
Yeah,
little bit,
they're-
get a little touchy.
They're more sparring, yeah.
She starts. She tells him to use what was it?
Use the element from which life
of
cometh,
light,
or
yeah.
some cryptic nonsense.
for water.
Use the element that brings
His life.
Yeah, and so
I mean,
Shang
solar
Tsung-
radiation.
Shang Tsung
Air?
ends the fight because she's not doing what she.
He's
what
like, I
he-
can't fap to this. This is boring.
She's doing exactly what he knew she would do.
Yeah.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
so
But just give them spoiler info.
and
Cheat codes.
Cheat codes, yes.
So
Game
then-
cheating.
what happens? We get to this random
Immediately.
ass building.
Not to mention you see Raiden.
You do
who
see
drops
Raiden.
off the water bucket.
Yeah.
Sets a couple buckets
So
of
they're
water on the
cahooting.
floor.
They're
Uh,
cahooting like a son of a bitch.
And then here comes Liu Kang, just happens to walk into the building. Guess who else just happens to walk in? Sub-Zero. And a fight starts. And they do some martial arts stuff.
Yeah,
they
there's-
have a little bit
there's
of...
about
Before the magic.
15 seconds
Yeah.
of like wall kicks and,
and
stuff.
then Sub-Zero just starts doing this...
Crotch
starts
thrust.
creating
This-
this...
area of effect spell or
Yeah,
something
of
like he
ice.
this dome of ice around him.
And Liu Kang he sees Katana. She sneaks in at the
Yeah,
back.
there's just like 45 seconds where Sub-Zero's just sitting here charging up this ice attack, and Liu Kang falls back, looks at his hand, looks at the bucket, looks over at Katana, looks back at the bucket, then grabs the bucket, starts whirly-birding it, and then throws it. And Sub-Zero the whole time, like a schmuck, is just standing there charging up. It's like, what was your end game?
He was going to shoot
Well, maybe
him
he
with
just
ice.
didn't think.
Why
that he
didn't he
could
do
get
that
anything
45
through
seconds ago? Have you ever seen it in the game? Bam, hands out, ice ball, you're frozen.
there? He did it earlier in the movie too.
Maybe
quick.
this
Yeah, he
maybe
gave it
this
a-
dome has a minute cast time.
But
Maybe he was building up for something else.
the
I don't know.
water goes through the dome, creates a spike thing,
Which
and
at this
impales Sub-Zero like a
And then
bitch.
freezes him.
And
At this
freezes.
point, Sonya's the only person who's won without an Ash Ketchum moment where they just pull some complete horseshit Deus Ex Machina out of nowhere. Johnny Cage with the shield, Liu
He
Kang
won
with his
his
ice
match
bucket
at the beginning.
against a no-name. Against the local talent,
So let's see. At this point, we cut to. Trying to remember.
I think it's time for Goro. Well, they have their
Yeah.
little... There's a lot of downtime in this movie that we kind of skip over because it's
Yeah.
hard to remember, but they're where they sit down and they discuss, their characters and their personality flaws.
Oh, and this
Raiden's
was-
scolding them on why they won't win. Liu Kang... Well, he skips Liu Kang, actually, because he's sort of the golden boy, his teacher's pet. But he tells Johnny Cage, you're so obsessed with proving that you're not a fake, that you just blindly
Foolishly
flail
go
in.
into
Yeah.
fights to prove you're
And
not
Sonya,
fake.
you're too stubborn to ask for help. And
Right.
then he leaves, and Liu Kang's like, well, what about me? What about me? I want attention. And
Nah, you're alright.
he's like... I don't even remember what he said.
Yeah,
oh,
he
he's
said
he's,
you're-
he's
you're
mad
running
about
from
his
your
brother.
destiny.
Yeah.
No, you're running from your destiny. That's his fear.
Yeah, and he said every mortal is responsible for his or her own destiny, just like your brother was. Like you're obsessed with getting revenge, but it was your brother's doing. Pretty much.
So Johnny Cage. I remember. Oh no! So they had Liu Kang has his little meditation moment.
Yeah.
Not Luke.
Then the Goro montage.
Johnny Cage and Sonya had. Oh no, it is
They
the
do
Goro
have
montage
the Goro montage.
first,
Yeah.
because then they realize that's the dude we have to
Where
take. Like,
they just
we
show
gotta
a bunch
take
of
him out.
nondescript people in various colors of gi getting
Yeah.
knocked down,
And then of course,
and then black guy
guy.
gets punched in the face, and then his soul stolen.
Yep, which was pretty cool because he steals it from across the room, so
Yeah.
the soul
Sucks
has
it
to-
into his
and
eye.
it sucks it into his eye. But then we have this weird scene of like Johnny Cage and Sonya Blade
Yeah.
having a moment,
And it
she's
almost-
like,
Comes
you
out
can't
of
go after him by yourself, and he's like, I'm doing it to protect you
he's
or
like,
whatever.
I can't let what happened to
Yeah, I
black
can't let
guy
it happen
named
to
here.
you.
Yeah, not to
she's like-
you. And she's like, don't you do this for me, Johnny Cage. She literally says it like that.
Yeah.
Like you can almost hear the violins playing in the background, and you're like, come on, what?
But so he goes to Shang Tsung and says,
Yeah.
I want to challenge Goro. And then they make some deal about like whoever wins, he gets to pick.
He gets to fight.
he gets to fight the winner, or he gets to choose somebody else to fight, or something like
Yeah.
that.
At any time or any
Yeah.
place of his choosing.
And then Raiden comes out and he seems pissed, right?
Yeah,
Because he's like, "Don't do that," but he's like, "Oh, sorry, the deal's already done." And then Johnny says something about
Raiden's like, what have you done?
And
Yeah.
it's like,
And
this
Johnny's
is Mortal
like-
Kombat. The mortals fight.
Yeah. He's like, I made a choice. I made
Yeah.
a decision.
And then that-
or to quote the future at this time, future President Bush, I'm what you call a decider.
and so we get to Goro, Johnny Cage.
Immediately goes for the nards.
Yeah, he does the splits.
Yeah, which is a movie does in
hits
Mortal
the
Kombat.
penis, or the testicles.
Whatever's behind that loincloth.
Yeah.
Another fist.
Runs,
His lower horn.
takes off running, right?
As you do.
Goro chases after him. He ends up on
A cliffside.
And Goro steps out. Johnny jumps from behind him, gets a few punches in, and basically kicks him off of the cliff.
Yeah,
And then
another...
He hangs on though. This is great. He hangs on. So
where you
Johnny
fall.
looks over the edge and gives the line from earlier in the movie, which is, "This is the part where you fall."
Yeah, we've
And
kind of
he gets-
underplayed...
It's great, man.
Johnny Cage has been the,
He's the comedic.
comic relief,
Yeah.
but he's actually, it's not like completely obnoxiously in your face, like, well, you know what I'm going to say, Jar Jar Binks.
Of course.
But, right. The abomination himself. So it's not that obnoxious. So you aren't hoping that Johnny dies, but he does quip a lot.
Yeah.
Like even in that fight, Goro breaks his sunglasses and he says, "Those are $500 sunglasses, asshole." Like these are like the most memorable lines from the movie, and it's from Johnny Cage.
I did like it earlier when they were coming up on the beach, and Liu Kang was saying something about the legends.
Luke Cage.
And Johnny, as they all walk away, Johnny's
What
like,
legends?
"What legends?" Because
Yeah.
he's not in on any of this crap. He's
Yeah.
just a random dude, basically, So anyway, he hears a scream,
Yeah, at this,
and so we cut over, and Shang Tsung is got Sonya,
who suddenly can't fight anymore.
right, and he's decided that
He's just dragging her around by the hair, and she's just like,
She lo-
somebody save me!"
She likes that.
she's going
She
to
must,
be
'cause
his.
she didn't whip around with a
Yeah.
Hurricane Rana or anything. That
She's going to be his opponent. He chooses to fight her, and then he sucks her out into
Outworld.
Outworld. So then Johnny Cage and Liu Kang decide they're going to go after her, but Raiden can't go with them, and they have a little moment there, and then they head in. When they get in there, they're like, he says something. Raiden says something about I can't go, but
You'll
Oh,
find
if
another
you-
you'll
guy.
find somebody that can
you'll
lead
find
you.
a guide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then they get in there and they're walking around, and Liu Kang knows that
Yeah.
Reptile's there, and
His
he's
spidey
able
senses
to
tingle.
Yeah, so he's able to grab him. He has a little struggle with him.
Tingles.
Which why didn't earlier in the movie he tangled with Reptile for just a second?
Because
and
maybe
spit
that's
stuff
yeah.
in his face.
Maybe he could kind of see us like, what the hell is that? And
But
Reptiles.
why didn't Reptile just spit that shit?
Well,
back
you
in his
notice
face,
like he
man?
backed up to him and then snatched around and grabbed him off the wall.
But anyway, so he struggles with him for a second, chunks him down into this scarecrow thing, that's what we're
yeah.
gonna call him, and he ends up becoming the reptile that we know from the game, or whatever.
And we know that because the voice track from the game goes, Reptile.
Yes.
And it's like, oh, that's Reptile.
And so they have a fight, and it's actually Liu Kang gets his ass beat in this one.
Then he starts screaming.
But then he starts
charging his power level up.
Yeah, obviously he comes back and back for the win.
I don't know what Johnny Cage was doing there in this time.
Oh, just hanging out outside.
He's like, he's got this.
Because
He's
then-
having a smoke.
Because
Sitting
then
in his chair that he brought with him.
Because then Liu Kang comes back out, and they just go on back with their journey. But
this Reptile, the actor is one of the 3 actors to return to the next movie.
Liu Kang
Liu Kang,
and
Katana.
And Reptile.
Yeah, but not as
Reptile.
Reptile.
Sub-Zero.
So let's see, what do we got here?
We're in
Katana,
Outworld,
right?
Yeah. He kicks Reptile through a hole in the wall and comes out and stomps on its neck. And
Yeah,
then
it's pretty
Katana comes out and she's like, hey, look at that, it's a tower. And they go to the tower.
And that tower.
Johnny Cage is with him again.
Yes. So Shang Tsung has
We go to an immediate close up of the tower going inside.
Yeah. Done in Nintendo
Just to
64
see
graphics,
the
yeah.
Slave Sonya costume.
Slave Sonya.
Yeah, so she's like shackled to this.
All leathered up.
Yeah. Stripped her down and placed her in this leather skimpy skirt and everything. Not that that's going to stop Johnny Cage from coming in and rubbing in her face.
They disguise themselves as his
Like
his
cultists
mom.
or
followers or whatever.
Yeah.
And
You know what? They're asking for that. If you demand that all your followers cover their faces, and you're just pretty
Wear
much asking to be
robes
ambushed.
that
Yeah.
cover body features. Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much.
they get in there, and she says something, he can't fight her unless she accepts the fight,
Mhm.
right?
But
That's
she's
one
not.
of the rules.
She can't fight anymore because she's.
So she's like,
On a
no,
shelf.
I'm not fighting you. My friends will come. And he's like, no, your friends ain't going to come or whatever. And it's like, actually, we're already here. They rip the
Their hoods off.
their hoods off and robes off, and it's the three of them. Johnny Cage gets what's her name out.
He starts to unshackle her,
Yeah.
and Shang Tsung's like, "Well, I challenge you, Johnny Cage,"
Yeah.
and Liu Kang's like, "No."
Nope.
It's like, I don't know why. Like, are we still following the rules?
Nah, no more rules. No
Why
more
not
rules.
just monkey dump them like 3-on-1? Just get to kung fu kicking and a Judy chopping, you know?
So they
Judy chop.
have their fight. They have their big
The
Flawless
climax. Yeah.
victory.
Oh my god.
we need to talk about Luke
Fatality.
Cage being
Liu Kang.
Liu Kang. God dog it. Liu Kang being a bit of an idiot.
Yes. A bit.
Midways through the fight, Shang Tsung turns into right in front of his
Yeah,
face
he was watching him.
into his little
He
brother,
blinked. I
Yeah.
saw it.
Oh, okay.
and Liu Kang starts to fall for it.
Yeah, he's like, "Oh, my brother."
Yeah,
It's like, come on, man.
and it's just that's silly.
Yeah.
That was silly.
As this is going on, spikes start coming
Oh,
up
yeah,
through
the spikes
Mortal
are popping
Kombat
up.
emblem,
Yeah, that
On the
was
floor.
kind of cool. That was pretty cool.
which we obviously know that one of them's going to get impaled on those
Of course.
spikes.
And guess who it was?
It was Liu Kang.
It was
It was
not
Sonya.
Liu Kang.
She was standing there still.
Obviously, Liu Kang wins the fight.
Right.
And they all get to go
But yeah,
home.
even though it was working, he turns into Shang Tsung again.
Yeah.
And then Liu Kang gives this like deeply shocked facial expression, like I don't know what.
Oh my
It was
god,
just
it was
silly.
you the whole time.
It was so silly. And this movie was doing so great with
And I never caught this before today, but apparently the reason, like Shang Tsung, I guess because he was losing the fight, started to lose control of the souls inside of him because they started to peel off of his face.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, they're fleeing you, they know you've lost, and
Yeah.
because they're the source
That
of
was
his
pretty
power.
cool.
So I guess that was how he was able to,
Finally beat him.
yeah.
Um,
And he bucks off a newbie combo on him and then hits him with a forward down punch.
yeah.
Well, in Street Fighter, that's called a Hadoken.
That's
This is
down
not Street
forward.
Fighter. This is not Street Fighter.
Tekken?
No. This is Virtua Fighter.
Virtual
Dude.
Fighter.
Dude.
It's about damn time we get a Clay Fighter movie.
Oh, man.
Soul
That'd be
Calibur?
great. Soul Calibur was good, too.
So anyway, we're at the end of the movie now.
Oh,
they
yeah, he fireballs 'em.
Fireball.
They get out.
they get to go home,
Yeah.
right?
They have a celebration, and then
They're
Shao-
all walking. Hang on, no, wait. They're all walking up. They're going to
A party.
The
Liu
Friends
Kang's
theme song is playing.
The
family's
Temple
house,
of
the
Light.
temple, yeah.
The sky
It's
starts
Katana,
getting
it's
dark.
Liu Kang, it's Johnny Cage, it's
Sonya
Sonya,
and
and then
And there is a
Raiden.
cute line, because I think it was Sonya or someone's like, "You knew all along this one happened." And he's just like, "I didn't have a clue." Like, is it,
When did he become from Brooklyn?
that line. He's
I
just
didn't have a
like,
clue.
Didn't have a clue. It's just like, it's
No
a weird
respect.
line.
He no
Yeah.
respect. Yeah, but the good times can't last very long.
Like,
Literally
All good
no
things
time at
must
all.
come to an end.
There is literally no time at all.
Tribulation lasted 20 seconds.
I wonder if they knew they were getting a sequel,
Oh, they had to. I don't know if they knew they were getting one immediately.
because they put that shit in there like there's almost
to
no
introduce
scene.
Shao Kahn and then just go to credits.
Yeah.
And it may
They
also
knew
just
they
have been to get butts in the arcades to pump some quarters into those machines.
Sure.
Maybe.
But
Oh,
in
the
this-
fight continues.
The
Yeah, I guess the cheapest boss in
the
Mortal
building
Kombat
starts falling
history.
He is
over or
some
whatever,
horseshit.
and then Shao Kahn shows up, like his face, a giant face.
With the voice of Dr. Claw from Gadget,
I'm
Inspector
assuming
Gadget.
it's not the same Shao Kahn
No.
as
Literally only 3 actors returned.
okay. And that's it. That's it. That's credits.
I'll get you next time.
But
It's
it'll
a
be
good
played
movie.
by a different.
Yeah, no, it's a good
It
movie.
is a good movie.
That's why I was pointing out
It's
things
still
about
it, like even watching it now with all its CGI flaws and
Oh,
and
Reptile.
it's
That didn't look
still,
good then.
It's still a good movie.
Yeah, it is.
It's just it was fun. It's a fun movie.
Warriors of Virtue would be better.
Warriors of Virtue. Oh
Not
my God.
better.
Not better.
It is better.
That's a cool movie too.
Says
I
the
remember
guy
liking
that
it.
likes Three Ninjas High Noon on Mega
Hey.
Mountain.
I know some good stuff.
Dude, jump
You
on the
hate
freaking Three
High
Ninjas
Noon
bandwagon
and Mega
already.
Mega.
Fuck your bandwagon.
No.
I'll blow the tires off your bandwagon.
Oh my gosh. We will watch the first Three Ninjas, and he will become the biggest fan. He'll be begging us to just finish the series that night.
Except for High Noon.
Except for High Noon. Let's not even watch High Noon.
No,
Because
no,
it's
you get to
stupid.
pick and choose all of a sudden.
Okay, you're right. Well, we got it. If you start
Gotta
a series, we
include
got to
the
do
horse
it.
shit with the less horse shit.
That's why we watched Alien 3, right?
Yeah.
Nah, Alien 3 was okay.
No, it wasn't bad. Yeah,
No.
it just wasn't good.
This wasn't great. High Noon and Mega Mountain.
It's
bad.
awesome.
It's bad. It's awful.
It's a pile of shit.
But
Good
thankfully,
surf
it's the
ninjas.
end. It's the end
Alien
of the series.
3 was unsalted instant mashed potatoes. It's just paste in your mouth.
So what was
It was too long.
Resurrection?
Alien Resurrection? It was oddly sweet mashed
other-
potato. Halloween Resurrection?
What was that one?
That was just like, I can't even say it in public. It's too crude.
Salty garbage.
Resurrection was good. Resurrection, they actually added salt to the taters.
No, it was something weird like cumin. But at least it
Oh.
had flavor.
And Aliens, that's a steak. You get a nice steak.
It's the sizzle. It's the sizzle from the steak that was Alien.
So what's Alien?
That's the steak.
That's the steak.
Yeah, that's just
Gotcha.
I don't know why we went into this like steakhouse metaphor.
If you don't know, if you haven't already listened, our first episode was nearly 2 hours long.
Yeah, I guarantee you no one finished.
But it's because we
You
watched
didn't.
all
You only
four.
made it halfway.
I listened to it on Podbean and then
Oh.
on YouTube.
We watched all four Alien movies.
Should have
and
watched
then
Prometheus.
Yeah, we need to watch
and
Prometheus.
Alien.
We'll get to it
Covenant.
next year.
Yeah. When Covenant.
But we
and,
decided to do
whatever
the
third one's gonna
podcast
be.
after we watched all four of them, instead of doing like we're going to do now, which is
Just
do
watch
one
it.
after
movie.
each
Yeah,
movie. Yeah.
because we couldn't remember
And
much of the first three.
We
movies.
also went on a giant tangent where we looked up what was popular in
You
our
did.
birth years. No, we did. Y'all
You
wanted it
did.
just as much as I did.
Well, your
Tommy
birth
loved it.
here is the same as his.
Yes.
So it.
It was fun. It was fun. It was a fun episode.
And you missed
Um,
it. It was Tommy in your seat.
Yeah. So anyways, so that's Mortal Kombat. That's our reaction to Mortal Kombat.
It was
It's
good.
good.
What
movie.
will the next one be? Who knows?
Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
Yeah.
We got to do it while it's fresh.
I
got
think
you.
I have that on DVD as well.
Good, good.
I've got the combo.
You
pack.
don't have it on VHS in your extensive VHS collection that
If
we
I
can't
do,
watch?
if I do, I don't know about it.
That we can't watch because nobody has a VCR anymore.
I'm gonna
No.
look for 'em.
That works.
I'm gonna look for 'em
So
and bring it to you.
If we find one, we're watching Cube after.
Q would be good.
After,
No, we're watching fucking Three Ninjas.
We can just use his
Warrior
fire
Virtue.
stick.
Cube has Urza Dax from Deep Space Nine in it.
Esri.
Ezri. Well, I'm sorry. Urza's Fairy Tale.
Well,
Yeah.
Three Ninjas has Hulk Hogan.
It does.
In the worst one.
It's the only Hulk Hogan video I've seen where he's not dropping the N bomb.
He did that in Suburban
How do you know
Commando?
you haven't seen it yet?
Oh, that's right.
He doesn't.
Because there's no blacks in Three Ninjas.
Oh, okay.
There probably isn't.
There were 3 black people in this movie. There was Black Panther, there was Black Guy, and there was Jax. Jax was there.
Oh, Jax was.
He had no
Only-
muscles.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Well, they were all hidden underneath
He
that
did-
uniform.
He
He
had a
did
pretty,
some
like, he was got a
serious.
thin neck, too.
He did some serious weightlifting
Mhm.
in the 2 days between the first
got
one and the second one.
implants.
Is that what it was?
Metal
Yeah.
implants.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's all the way up his
and
arm.
then
That's
he
right.
ripped them off.
I don't know why I was thinking.
He does at the end. That's his.
So his arms are still jacked though.
Yeah, he's fine.
He's
He's healthy. Like, you wouldn't, like, bust a beer bottle over the back of his head and not run.
You wouldn't.
I wouldn't do either of those.
I raped guys 10 times his size in prison.
Jesus.
He went to prison.
Quoting that.
Yep.
No. He wants a dick. I can dick.
And then
a
he
great
finally realizes where he
Merle's
is. He's
pick-
like,
Merle's
$100?
pick was going to be Fanboys.
Oh, yeah, let's talk about the runners-up.
My pick was going to be. I think I picked the only
Whiplash.
sort of drama, which was Whiplash. It's a great movie.
Does this really seem like the crowd for drama or serious
I think
anything?
you guys
Dude.
liked it. It's funny.
Finally, after I realized what it was, we watched clips of it.
Yeah.
And it's actually pretty good.
It's about like a crazy
Band director.
band director that just puts his
He literally
people through, like,
chucked a stand. I think, was it a stand?
It was
Y'all were a bunch of band kids, weren't you?
yeah, we were.
Yeah.
I see.
And we literally had a band director that chucked stands at people.
Yep. And
Mr.
you
Greasy.
were gonna pick
No,
it
Mr.
wasn't
Greasy.
Mr.
Like he just thought there was a
Tony
burger
Terry.
beneath it. Oh, okay.
You remember Tony Terry?
I remember some things.
Probably Ghost in the Shell, the new one.
And you were gonna pick.
Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
God.
You snarl, but dude, I was like a close second. Like it was almost.
You were.
It was almost Killer Clowns,
Yes.
and you would have
I
loved
would've
it.
I'm
You would've
happy
been
with the pick
so
we
happy.
had. I'm happy with the movie we watched.
I thought we were going to watch Jack Frost, the killer version.
If we watched the
With
Michael
Michael
Keaton
Keaton.
version, I'm in. It was great. It was a great movie.
I've got that on VHS.
I remember
Stop
hearing a story.
bringing up what you idiots have on VHS. It doesn't
What's
help
wrong-
us.
what's wrong with VHS?
I have
It doesn't
American
help
Tail on
us.
VHS. I have
With
Lion
the
King on
mouse?
VHS. Yes.
Feifel.
Feifel. Auschwitz.
I was talking about
He
mouse
watched it
rings.
yesterday.
Oh.
Yeah, on my VCR that doesn't work.
It's on Netflix.
I don't know.
So,
I didn't
anyways,
watch it on Netflix.
obviously you can subscribe to this channel here on Podbean.
I bet you won't.
You can also do it on iTunes. You can also subscribe on YouTube.
You probably will.
You can also, I think that's all you can find us as far as listening and watching.
Facebook.
But you can check us out on Facebook, Talking Nerdy
Maybe.
815.
Merle will probably post those high scores from the Tetris competition.
No, Merle don't get on there.
Might as well.
Yeah, let's see.
If
the
you wanna,
results of that.
suggest movies for us, that'd be great. You can either do it on Facebook or you can email us at talkingnerdy815@gmail.com.
I have no shame or standard, so if you want porn, we'll get you some
Oh
porn.
my god.
Oh yeah.
So, anyways, thanks everybody for listening, and we will see you next time.
See you later.